Hey, Serene team, how y'all doing? Ooh, back with another video.
That's right.
So, first of all, how y'all doing?
We good.
We just want to let you guys know ahead of time how much we love you guys because we are currently on our honeymoon, but we wanted to stick with the dedication of posting every wedding Wednesday because we've realized that a lot of our followers are very interested in this topic, and I'm so excited to share everything that I can with you guys. It's not even a game. So don't forget to go follow me on Instagram. I do respond back to DMs. Trust me, I really do. I've been DMing back and forth. I met someone today who's getting married next week at the same place, the same DJ. That is so exciting. Well, I love to chit chat. So please feel free to DM me. And also remember to check out some of our other videos, which include just us talking about other topics and pranks and stuff like that. So, whoops, I might have spilled the tea. But anyway, I did a poll on our Instagram, and the winning topic ended up being guest lists. So we have notes here for you guys, and because we're recording on my phone, I do have my post notification person. So excited. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe at the end of this video, okay? So, would you like to start or would you like me to start?
Go ahead.
Okay. So, the ultimate wedding guest list. Dun, dun, dun. So, my number one advice is I guess it depends on your personality, but I don't like when people have a financial
struggle, you mean?
No, I don't like when someone has a financial hold over my head. So what I would advise is to decide your guest list based off of what you can afford first. And if you end up having to add more or do whatever, then you need to decide who is your person that you can fall back on, that will not hang something over you. Imagine one of your parents or spouse or guardians or in-laws or whoever, cousins, it doesn't matter. Imagine if one of them give you $6,000, right? So you accept that $6,000, and then all of a sudden they send you guest lists of hey, did you invite so-and-so, or did you invite so-and-so? To me, it's kind of like bribing me. Just gave me this money to use it on who you want me to use it, pretty much. And I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling in general, to be completely honest with you. I hate that feeling in general. It's just not for the wedding guest list. But that is something that I would advise you guys to do before anything. Before you start jotting anything down, just make sure that you have it all planned out, where your sources are coming from, and if your sources are legit. For real legit. You have anything to say about that?
That's a good topic in the first place, and I like the way she put it. It's like the guest that we're trying to invite is like you inviting the guest for your guest. It's not really her guest. It's the person she's inviting guest. So that's like bribing the person.
Yeah.
So what she's trying to say is basically, depend on the personality. You might be good with it. Some other people would not like it. We don't like it, but it depends. If it's good for you, don't just disregard this message.
Yeah, if it's good for you, then that's all that matters. But another thing that I would say is when you're deciding your guest list, as we know, parents will do it to you. They'll do it to you. Make sure you guys have a limit for your parents or your guardians or your siblings or whoever. Make sure you have that limit for them and stick to it. So if your mom has 10 people, make sure your mom only has 10 people. If your dad has 10 people, make sure your dad has 10 people, okay? If your sister has one best friend, make sure your sister only has one best friend. Do not let people overswarm you with people who don't matter to you. Or I don't want to say that they don't matter to you, but
people that you don't know, that he doesn't care if they're there or not. Their presence don't make any good to you. So
yeah, just
That's
remember,
another
like,
type
this
of
is
people.
your event. It's not
yeah,
their event. So you need to be surrounded by people that you can look at and be like, oh, wow, I'm so happy that you came. Not people that's like, oh, you're my mom's friend and I haven't seen you in about like 30 years, you know. That's for sure. The second thing, find a system that works for you. Now, we used minted.com. I'll put the website in the description down below. We used minted.com for our guest list. One mistake that I did is, I had it all grouped by individual. So for example, if someone invited Norca and Musa, I didn't have like Mr. and Mrs. Stolly together. I had Musa and Norca. Now, I did that primarily because what if Musa wants to go and I can't go? You know? I wouldn't want the confusion of the person saying no to the whole invite rather than just saying no to the missus, you know, or no to the mister. So I did do it individually. Now, that's okay. You can do it like that. But one thing I will say is group it how you want the seating charts to be. Find out early approximately how many people can be seated at your table so that you can group them like that. So every 12 people, you already know they're at this table. 12 people, that table. 12 people, that table. Another thing is, go ahead, sis or mister, whoever, put them in alphabetical order with the last name first, please. Because that was one of the most agitating things that we had to do so close to the wedding.
Takes so much time.
Even the seating chart thing, I'm telling you guys through trial and error because we didn't even do it. I did it by household, but I knew already in my head I didn't want everyone seated by household because, like, if I have a house where there's only 2 adults and like 6, you know, our generational ages, I'm not gonna sit them with the 2 adults. I'm gonna sit them at the litty table. You feel me? I'm gonna move the 2 adults. So I already knew, but I didn't think making the seating chart would be as tedious as it was. And it was very, very, very tedious. Okay? Very tedious.
Back to the grouping, like having Mr. and Mrs. I think depending on the type of people you're dealing with, coming to my experience, that's a battle you cannot win. You group them, like she said, what if the Miss wanna come, the Mister does not? So you're gonna lose out on either or if you don't group them, what if only the Mister wanna come and the Miss does not? We get a lot of that. Even though we don't group them, we have to call some people to make sure, is this person coming? Then they will tell you yes, and then the other one they will tell you no. So basically you just have to follow up with them, ask them. I'm just basing on my type of people. You have to follow up with them, ask them to make sure that they're coming. Because if you don't, they will not tell you. They will just show up, or at the end, person that did not RSVP just showed up, which is not good. So that's a battle you can never win if it's based on me. So just do it what works for you and just follow up with them. I think that works much better.
That's also a heads up for you guys. For example, we started out with a guest list of 410. That's our A list. I'll get to that later. Then our B list had a guest list of about 360. Then our C list had a guest list of about like 330 2 or something.
It was 3:30, I think. Yeah.
3:30. Okay. No matter what, bargain that at least 15 to 20 people minimum. Sorry, guys. Did I mention that we're both going through something? He was sick.
Oh God.
He was sick, right? And I did everything in my power to avoid it.
Let's stay on topic.
Hold on. He was so excited to be in Dubai, lost his voice, runny nose, sinusitis. My baby has sinusitis, guys.
Let's stay on topic.
I'm not done. So, after all of the above, we went and we got him some medicine, everything like that, yada yada. Then the sinusitis cleared up, but all of a sudden, his throat was killing him. It was itching. It was hard for him to swallow. And I'm like, oh, are you getting sick? He's like, oh, no, I'm not getting sick. And then I woke up the next day and here we are. No, listen.
Let's stay on topic.
Ladies, you already know how men can be. Men, y'all know how you could be.
You always see that. Guys, we know what's up.
Y'all could be sick as a dog trying to say that y'all not.
We know what's up. All right.
But anyway,
where are we?
Bargain that at least 15 to 20 people will not show to your wedding. That's just a fact. So any last minute person that did not RSVP but says, oh, can I come? At that point, just tell bro they can come. Just be like, oh yeah, you can come. Tell sis she can come. Oh yeah, you can come. Because they're going to supplement for the people that aren't going to show up for you. And they're at that close to your wedding, it's not worth the argument of telling someone no, they're not invited. Because you tell them no. Like, I did strictly follow no significant others. Because I know it sounds mean, but unless they're basically married, as in like, oh, that's been my girl for 5-6 years, we got a kid together, I didn't invite them. I did not want to invite them because a lot can change in the middle of planning. And I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot can change, right? A lot can change. Like, they can break up and here you just paid for the whole girlfriend or boyfriend and had the seating charts there. And now they're not coming because they're not talking. Like, it gets too icky in that type of situation. So I definitely didn't want to do that. Another thing is, decide if you want children. Now, guys, this is a battle that I lost to my husband and my mother. Okay? I did not want children at the wedding. I'm sorry, guests. It's not that your children. I love all of my cousins, my little cousins, my da-da-da. I love all of them. But I did not want children at the wedding. Primarily because the vibe that I was trying to set for the wedding was just like, group up at the bar, kick it back, like, Like, I had our venue greet our wedding guests with rum punch. So that's already telling you what type of vibe I'm hitting on. You feel me? That's why I didn't want children. Because then I felt like with the rum punch, I had to have juice, to supplement for the kid or like that. But it doesn't matter because everything turned out exactly how we wanted it to be. So let's recap where we are so far, right? Mm-hmm. Don't let anyone put a financial hold over you, first and foremost. Decide how you're going to split up the guest list before anything. So tell mom 10, dad 10, sister 2. Like, that's it. That's 2. Find a system that works best for you. There are other things other than minted.com. I know, like, the Knot is a big one. I don't know any other ones off the top of my head, guys. The Knot is a big one. Minted. And on Minted, you can even do like a response. So they can RSVP and everything online. So you can do everything directly from online. And if you have the time, like if you have a smaller guest list than we did, you can even get their email addresses and put it on Minted so that like as it gets closer to the wedding, it'll shoot them an email reminder of your wedding. Now we ain't do that because I wasn't doing that for 360 people. That
would have been too much.
Just wasn't, So we had our maid of honors and he had his best men on it, calling people close to the wedding to just like kind of be like, hey, heads up, don't forget. You would think it's like common sense too. You would think it's like common sense that people would remember such a huge event. But just always keep in mind that it's your event. So if you want something to happen, don't let anyone tell you no. Even if you have to take matters into your own hands. I don't care. I'm very direct like that. Don't let anyone tell you no. If you have to take it into your own hands, take it into your own hands. If you have to straighten somebody out, straighten them out. And don't be guilty about it either. I mean, like, don't be a complete like.
That's the more they will try to use you, because they know they can get away with a lot with you.
Yeah, don't be a complete like DICK head. Like, don't do that. Don't be a bad bridezilla so that people don't even want to converse with you and stuff like that. But at the same time, don't let anyone threaten your wedding. Don't let anyone say like, oh, if you don't invite so and so is not coming. I'm not coming to center. Don't let people do that. If they don't want to, they're not coming for you anyway. Don't let people tell you like, oh, you know, I don't think that's a good idea. You can let someone tell you that it's not a good idea. But if that's something that you have your mind set on, like I wanted to go to cocktail hour and my mind was set on going to cocktail hour, you can tell me a million times it's not a good idea, but guess where I ended up?
Yeah.
In cocktail hour.
So guys, the basic thing is, it's your event, it's your day. It's not about okay, oh this person is yeah, it's about families, but it's not about if you don't invite this person, your relationship will broke. It's your day. You got the people that you wanted to be around you on that day, be there.
And stand 10 toes down in that.
Don't let your relationship with this person will fall off if you don't invite. That's a lie. It's just your day. How you want to spend it, make sure that happen. All of that, people will tell you this and that. You gotta be strong on that. And to be honest with you about the kids, we're not inviting the kids. They came with a lot of stuff. I have people telling me, so who's gonna be my babysitter? Just imagine, I'm just inviting you on my wedding and you ask me who's gonna be my babysitter. Like, come on, I'm paying per head here. And I have people that even said, all right, who's gonna pay my transport? Who's gonna give me ride? Now that I'm thinking about all of this, I'm just laughing like those people, you're gonna come in contact with them regardless.
And we love them.
That we love them, we don't hate them. There are people that understand, like they are diehard fan no matter what.
Not fan.
But yeah, they know what I mean. Like diehard, no matter what, they will be there for. But there are those that always the problem ones. They don't hate you, but they're always trying to find a way. Trying to find like an excuse. If they don't come, they don't blame them, they blame you. So
For
this
sure.
type of thing. But one thing I learned on this, it's our day. I just decided to lock all ears and focus.
I had to straighten him out too. Okay?
Focus on what we wanted. So
because he was just like, oh, so-and-so wants this. And I'm just like, oh, well, when so-and-so's day comes on about, tell so-and-so
that's right.
they can do that. And we will be in full support of it, you know? But anyway.
Keyword, be yourself. No matter what, this is a day 50 years from now, you're going to be thinking,
wow.
I'm proud of the way I did it.
Exactly.
Don't let nobody tell you. It's your day.
Exactly.
It's not, my cousin day. It's not, my uncle's day. Your day. You and your husband's going to remember.
Or your wife.
Yeah. Your husband and what?
Your significant other.
Yes. Gonna remember 100 years ago, 100 years after today. So just remember that. Okay?
Okay. So last and final topic is about creating the A list, the B list, the C list. First of all, be real about all your lists. Your A list can be your dream list, meaning like This is everybody and their mama and their daddy and their cousin and their aunties and their sisters. And this is everybody, right? So from your A list, you take your B list, which means like, okay, let me take out some aunties, sisters, brothers, cousins that I haven't spoken to in like 3 to 5 years. Let me take out those ones that I don't see unless it's a funeral or a wedding, because I haven't spoken to them. They haven't made it to any family functions. I've had this, that, and third, blah, 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 blah. Then your C list, it's unfortunate for the C list to be honest with you, because those are the people where it's just like you absolutely can't go without. And it might sound like in your head, like while you're watching this, you really might be sitting there thinking like, well, I can't go without blah 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 blah. And you might have like a whole list. But after you get the per head count, okay? After you get the per head count at your venue, then you start looking at like, who is worth $180 right now? Okay, who is worth $190 right now? Okay, this person is. When you start checking off who's worth $100+ per head, you'll see your wedding list will go down by like guaranteed a good 40 people, no matter what.
Guys, no, we all meanwhile, when we started this, we came from 2 huge family. The idea was to make sure we have every family member that bear our last name or family last name to witness this event. But we gotta be real. Sometimes we have that list which was for something, and then based on what we have and what we looking at, it was not real. So we have to prioritize.
Well, it's not that it wasn't real. It's the other big stuff that I wanted. Like my wedding dress was a must for me. And, you know, brides, don't cheat yourself out of what you want just for the guest list. So if you want a fancy, well-known photographer, cut that guest list. If you want, and my cousin Vanessa, she drilled this into my head, and I thank her so much, because I was gonna settle for a photographer, which if you watched our last video, that's how we ended up losing out the money. I was gonna settle for a photographer, settle for a videographer, because I'm just like, I want this many people, X, Y, and third. And she was just like, are you kidding? Like, you have everything lined up for your guests to be perfectly fine for the day, and you're gonna tell me you're gonna settle for yourself? And then, like, she said it, and honestly, it hit me like a doing. Like, it was just like, doing. I went and I started cutting that list. I'm just like, nope, because I want this photographer because he's well known and he's gonna do the shots that I want. I want this videographer and he's gonna cost me $5,000. So guess how many people I had to cut? Whatever that was. I want this decorator. Who that decorator? I want that decorator. She's gonna cost me this much. So guess what? I calculated and I budgeted to pay X amount. It went over by like $3,000. So I had to cut $3,000 worth of people. That's it, period. That's how we ended up with our B list, to be honest with you. So it's not that it was impossible. It's just that we started putting ourselves first.
Yeah.
And his suit, like his tux, I wanted him to be in an old English,
white tail.
Yeah. What's it called? Long tail, split. Like, there was a vision for his tux, and when we were going around shopping for it, it's like $2,000. So if we budgeted only $750 for it, we had to cut off whatever that gap was. So honestly, and of course, don't send your A-list a wedding invite.
Yeah. Don't
send your A-list a wedding invite, because that can cause so much drama. And I know, like, if you have a lot of family functions and so forth, I know it can get a bit tricky not to say it by mouth, like, oh yeah, you'll be invited, like, that's right. Don't do that. Just don't do it. And whoever is invited will know that they're invited when they get their invite in the mail, or however you're doing it. If you're doing it all electronically or whatever, in the email, okay? Don't go around verbally, because when it comes time, they're gonna be like, well, you told me I was invited. And to me, that's worse than just not inviting. Because if I have it in my head that I'm invited and I'm actually preparing and I'm one of the guests that's actually gonna remember. I don't need a reminder. I have it marked on my fridge with your save the date. I got this, and the third. To me, it's worse to tell me later on that I'm not invited than just not tell me at all. So don't go around saying that. I mean, granted, we weren't in that mess. Were we?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so, because of the people that we were around on the daily, they were invited, but yeah. Okay. The last and final topic regarding the guest list is have it in your head to not let your parents bother you. My mother is such a beautiful, strong, fearless woman. She will tell me her mind faster than she blinks her eye. She will tell me what she wants faster than I could even take an inhale. By the time she already told me a million things that she wants me to do, right? But the beautiful thing about having a mother as such is she raises you to be strong, independent, and know what you want as well. So there were times where it was just like, Mom, I love you.
This is it.
I love you. You know, I'm not gonna argue back with my mom. I'm not gonna be like, Mom, don't tell me what to do. Like, no, I'm Haitian, nous pas fait ça. Like, I'm not about to argue with my mom at all. It's not in our culture for me to talk back to my mom, no matter what age I am. But she already knew. Once I do the mom, she's in the middle of her sentence, Mom.
No, that's not fine.
Mom, I love you. You know? She would just look at me. And that means she knew. But anyway, that's the biggest thing about your guest list. Make sure you have an A list, that's your dream list. Your B list, which might end up being like your realistic one after your initial visit to the venue. Your C list, if you have to get there, is the smaller, like, who I cannot go without. I want this wedding to be intimate, not a big party type vibe. And don't forget to be real with all of the above. Your cutting rules, which means like, I'm not going over, like if I tell the venue that my minimum is $250, I'm gonna invite 310 so that about like 280 show, you know, that type of cutting rule. Like, make sure that you're firm in your numbers. You have your budget specifically dedicated to your guest list and stuff like that. Don't let your parents bother you, you know. And whoever's watching this, as far as your guest list goes, we hope that it turns out to be everything that you guys dream of. Like, you guys will probably never understand how much happiness it brings me to know that these videos are helping people. So don't forget to comment down below and let us know exactly what you would like us to help cover on the next video. And that's it, guys.
Yeah, just sum it up. She says pretty much everything. The key word is don't do what we almost did, which is try to please people, and we put ourselves secondary. Make yourself first. Don't settle for anything. If you want a Ferrari, make sure you got it before you even invite somebody. You first, it's your day. We didn't think of it that way until a relative advised us, because we are so family oriented. We're trying to make sure all family members come in and rejoice with us. About that, it's not that's not always what. You first. After you get everything that you wanted, then the list can come second. That don't mean you hate them, but
yeah, please.
You didn't hate nobody.
It doesn't mean that you don't like them. It doesn't mean that you like them any less. It doesn't mean that you don't love them. It really just means like you're understanding that your wedding is your day. Mm-hmm. That's all it means. And that's something, like he said, that's something that we struggled with because we're so family oriented. I was literally sitting up, like at the beginning of the planning, I remember just like sitting up and I'm just like, you know, like, wow, how's so and so gonna feel when I don't invite them, or how's so and so gonna feel when this and third happens, how's so and so gonna feel when this, like, and then as time went on, and again, when my cousin said what she said, well, really, as time went on, I was just like, no, like, if I do this, I put myself in a hole. If I do this type of situation, who's gonna be in the hole with me? Nobody's gonna be in. Yeah, nobody's gonna be in there with us, but us. And it's like, you know, do what you gotta do. Straight up, do what you gotta do. So, nonetheless, we do have a post notification shout out to
Here we go.
So, someone commented, "Hey, Serene team," on our last posted video, and that person is Jessica Antoine. So, we love you, girl. Thank you so much for subbing. Thank you so much for liking the video and hitting the bell for the notification every time we post. And as for everyone else, if you're new here, welcome. If you're an OG, salute you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like the video, toggle the bell, and comment Serene team. And like we always say, we love you.